Today we're going to finish up our work using the Twitter search page, which we get by going to twitter.com and then typing in /search, and start to think about what our own Twitter profiles might look like as we move into creating our Twitter accounts. Well, because it's Friday, I know that one of the hashtags you can use on Fridays in particular is Follow Friday. Follow Friday is a hashtag people use to suggest other people that might be worth following on Twitter. And that might be a great source of profiles for us to look at. So when I search Follow Friday, and I go to the live tweets, my goodness, there are lots of suggestions from Twitter on who to follow, and obviously not all of them are educators. So I'd really like to narrow this down and look at some examples of great educators to follow. So I'm going to go back to my own Twitter feed, and I know that Doug Peterson is an educator in Ontario who really works to build the community of online Ontario educators, and he is dedicated to using Follow Friday to suggest active Ontario educators throughout the province. So if I go to Doug's profile page, and he has a fabulous profile that we'll look a little bit more deeply into during our lesson today, and I check his tweets, I notice as I go down into the section where early this morning he's been suggesting Ontario educators, I notice that not only does he use Follow Friday, but he uses active Ontario educators to give his suggestions. So if I go back to my search page, and instead of searching for Follow Friday, I change this to active Ontario educators, it will give me a list of the suggestions that Doug has made. And the beauty of this is I can simply mouse over each of the people he has suggested, and I get a chance to look at what their profile looks like. So, for example, we know that this is a trustee. She's made it very clear that she's a trustee for Waterloo Region District School Board, and it talks about the things that she's passionate about in education, so it helps you decide whether or not that's a person you would like to have in your PLN. So we can move through some of the suggestions and see information about them very, very quickly. And this is one of the things that you're going to want to do in your own profile, is to make it really clear what what you're passionate about as an educator, what you like personally, because we always want to sort of share the human side of our work as well, and what it is that you love to learn about, perhaps even where it is that you are an educator, and you can decide the kinds of things that you want to share. So we'll help you with lots of examples of this, and as we move through the weekend and into next week, let's think about what that profile might look like next week.